reality here. You might know me as ApplePie Movement. I'm a humanitarian sharing the conversations with humanity which need to be heard. In today's conversation with Angela Wilcox, we discuss how she has used her platform of art installations to speak to social justice topics such as racism, classism, sexism, the fires in Australia, to gangs in Long Beach. So come on, grab a piece of pie and join our conversation. It's a suggestion from somebody that we know of something that they liked, thinking that we're going to like that.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
It's all about making money and driving traffic to certain websites for monetization.
Yeah.
It's not about actually building up a community online.
No.
So how can we change that structure online? You know, if it's programmed that way, is there anything that we can do?
No, and I don't know. I honestly don't know. I had a conversation with a friend in Australia, and we were just so discussing the fact that everything is done towards selling and it's all the same. And she was saying they've now got a new algorithm. And I said, but it's really problematic because everything's universal. We're getting the same information. Everybody's dressing the same. We might have some vintage. And she goes, don't worry. They're building in an algorithm which appears as though every now and again you get something completely different.
That's insane. That's insane. That's insane. Actually, I'm following a man on social media right now. He is leading the talks with the EU to create an AI ethical charter of conduct. And I actually want to enlist him in helping me to create a universal charter for AI ethics, because I read a blog that there are some companies that are creating racist bots.
Oh, yeah.
To perpetrate racism online for the sole factor of driving traffic to certain websites, because it generates that attention. So racism is being perpetuated by algorithms and bots, and that we're never going to be able to get rid of hate if we have algorithms and machines that we're programming into our future to program hate into future generations.
Well, then you use the actual algorithm to drive them to an alternative site that for a second might be different to what they're seeing.
So hack the existing program. So how
shoot them towards you shoot them towards, so if they're anti-Jewish, then the bot will shoot them towards a Jewish website. Rather than perpetuating you're going to go down that stream, you actually, and if you can do 1 out of 1,000, then maybe by shooting them to something completely off what they're normally used to, then eventually you might, but it's not going to work.
So it's almost as though we need an army of tech nerds to come in and hack the existing program to hack a better tomorrow. Because I mean, what we're programming, I heard on, do you watch London Real, or have you heard of that show? I watch that show quite frequently, and on one of the guests that he recently interviewed, they were hypothesizing that within the next 20 years, man and machine will be forever merged, and that we will have chips in our brain for certain health conditions, and just because of identity theft, that if it's in your brain, someone can't steal it, steal your identity. So basically, if we're programming our future and eventually we're going to be merged with machines forever, what we're programming, it scares me, because what you're doing on a community level, that in 20 years won't ever be effectual
yes, it will, because
if there's a chip in someone's brain.
Yes, it will, because everybody's going to be out of jobs. And if you don't have jobs, you've got to entertain yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So people are going to be doing the arts because that's entertainment. So the arts are going to come back.
So you think we're going to have these huge homeless encampments where we're just going to be creating art all day long?
Absolutely. You've got to do something with your time. So if you can't do anything, the people will, I don't know, paint. Or if there are no jobs, then maybe, I think the arts will come back. You'll be writing. You'll be doing your poetry. You'll be having, you'll be engaging with the community that way.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for joining us, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Have a great week. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a great apple.
Thanks, Natalie. That was great. Done.
Thank you.